Offering CAD-CUT flock heat transfer material as a low-cost option in place of embroidery will open you up to new sales opportunities and help you win more bids. Most of your customers choose embroidery because of that high-quality professional look that it presents. But embroidery may not always be the best option for the garment or the budget that your customer has set. Rather than always digitizing, hooping, stitching polo shirts and sweatshirts, or even worse, turning jobs away, why not use flock? The raised velvet-like texture presents a very cost-effective alternative to embroidery. Let's take a look at a couple items that have been decorated with flock and how it applies to your customers. First, the most standard of embroidery applications, the left chest logo. This design is approximately 5 by 5 inches. One of the great things using heat transfer flock instead of embroidery is the ability to offer real-time quotes to potential customers since there's no digitizing required. Using square inch pricing, I'm able to discover that my cost in material is about 35 cents for this design. Add in about 5 minutes in labor per piece, and you can see the simplicity involved and potential time and cost savings. When you take a closer look at this polo shirt, you can see we're still getting a great textured raised finish that mimics embroidery and is a quality professional looking product. Next, let's look at the possibilities with large graphics. Flock is great for full print designs on sweatshirts or the back of jackets for a low cost. Embroidering a large image like we see on this hoodie can get expensive and take a lot of embroidery time. With CAD-CUT flock, the cost is minimal and the labor time is about 5 minutes. Offering 2 price points for your customers will allow them to choose what they think is best for them. Flock is also perfect for those lightweight garments that may not be able to hold up to the weight of embroidery threads, such as a woman's cotton t-shirt. This 2-color full center design could get heavy on a cotton t-shirt if it's embroidered, but offering this raised textured finish will allow them to get that quality look that's still lightweight on the garment. You'll notice that flock can be layered as well, so it opens you up for multiple decorating opportunities with other materials, such as glitters or foil heat transfer films. The possibilities are endless with CAD-CUT flock, so order a yard, customize a polo or a sweatshirt, and give it a try. To order, visit us online at cadcutdirect.com.